Welcome everyone to CWV User Network. And today we're going to talk about a topic which is very interesting. Why? Because your traditional financial advisor or your so-called real estate consultant somewhere out there probably are not aware of how to address this strategy. My co-host is Julie. How are you, Julie?
Hi, fine. Thank you, Celie. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And today we can provide some great value and content as usual. So the way we present very different. We marry the traditional financial advisory things on the Wall Street, and we also incorporate the real estate investment strategy, put everything together, and help you enhance your potential retirement down the road. All right. And the topic of this discussion is your 401k. Your 401k is a tremendous benefit. At the same time, it's a tremendous detriment as well. There's
Mhm.
pros and cons as you maneuver through the 401k you will have for years to come. And there will be some decisions you're going to have to make, some good or some bad. Just be aware of the consequences of the 401k scenario. All right. So, no clue what I just said, do you?
But I'm here to
Well, here it is. The clue is coming to you right now for the next 15, 20 minutes. All right. Your 401k is a blessing or a detriment or
learn.
reach your retirement.
Mhm.
What does that mean? Let's dive deep into this. Oh, I
Mhm.
misspelled. I just did this slide.
Oh, yeah, 401k.
This is my misspell. I didn't have a chance to edit. I just completed my PowerPoint right before we got on. So your so don't criticize me too harshly. Your comments below. Please comment right below on my website or my YouTube. 401k is a retirement Swiss Army knife. Wow. What does it mean? When I say Swiss Army knife, what
Oh,
is
is
it?
it's one tool, but with multiple uses, basically. You're not going to be taking a little knife, you got the little scissors, the little knife, and the nail clipper, and all that stuff. So, yeah, one tool, but multiple different resources and use.
Very good answer, Julie. So let's expand into this. Oh, by the way, either Julie or not, we are not licensed tax advisor. We are not licensed budget advisor. We just gave you some great education. So whatever applies to you in your situation, go back to your own financial advisor to go over your unique situation. All right. So
Absolutely.
that's a disclaimer. So with that said, again, myself, I have a lot of experience, not only real estate investing for several decades, advising hundreds of real estate investors across the country to create wealth for themselves. I also are very good in financial areas, big areas, because I'm a student, I'm a professional student in name of money management, financial literacy, and real estate investing above and beyond what you expect. Anyway, I come from good experience, background, and everything else. Nevertheless, okay, let's go over this. Okay, your 401k is a pre-tax contribution, tax deferred growth, and normally it's a taxable withdrawal at age 59 and a half or later. When I say taxable withdrawal, you have to pay taxes, withdraw the money at retirement at that time at your ordinary taxation. Now, the traditional methodology is that once you can most likely going to be a lower tax bracket.
Right.
That may be true.
I was going to say, maybe.
Maybe. Because if you are savvy with your money during your lifetime, even when you quit your day job, your W-2 job at age 59 and have a older, you have accumulated so much different types of assets, including real estate. Who's to say your tax bracket is going to be lower when you retire and you have no
That's
more,
true. It's a very
right?
good, and I think originally when the whole concept of tax 401k tax deferral came up, that was the understanding that you would not be making as much in your retirement. So that when the money comes out, it's taxed at a much lower rate. But as you said, the way things are now, you could actually be taxed at a higher rate because with all the different, with multiple streams of income, if you got property, you got 401k, you got maybe a pension or retirement or something coming in, yeah, all those things could probably add up to more than when you were working.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We cannot have this old old traditional assumption that once you retire, you no longer hit W-2 job. You could
Right.
be in the 28% federal or 31% or even 37% federal tax bracket, even at retirement because of all the passive income you can trigger when you retire because you've been investing so well all these years.
Exactly.
Some of you, I've not seen it, right? I'm still advising my real estate investors how to maneuver doing their taxes through my tax advisor. So we work to how to reduce the taxes during retirement. You have to plan, you have to plan, you have to do planning, financial risk planning over time. You have to be educated and learn and do it and all those kind of things. Okay, let's go. So pre-tax contribution, that means, look, pre-tax contribution, what that means on 401k, amazing. Okay, the Swiss Army knife because let's say you make 120k W2 salary per year. If you maximize the contribution, let's say you contribute to $20,000 into 401k, that $20,000 will not part of your salary subject to a taxation from your paycheck. I think
Exactly.
it's amazing. Furthermore, the additional benefit with the 401k is you can get annual maximum contribution. You should do. You can max the employee contribution part of it with your contribution. And what's the maximum per year as the most individual? 20% of the paycheck or
I believe so. It's been a long time since I've looked into that, but yeah, I believe so.
and then if you have the commitment and the discipline to continue with your maximum contribute to your 401k and take advantage of employer match, you can have compound interest growth over time without paying taxes on the growth of your 401k.
Right.
And you look at this compound growth, this is amazing. If you look at the rule 72, 72
Yes.
divided by 72 divided by if it is 7% interest rate equal 10 years at
Right.
6% annual rate of return, your money will double. Your money
Right.
will double, right? And then you go 10 more years, right? Compound is just astronomical. So the key is with your 401k, continue to invest maximum and over time, your nest egg can be so powerful. In the next 30, 40, 50 years of
Right.
401k, you could have several $1,000,000 of nest egg at
That's
retirement
very true.
at 59 and a half or older, or even before age 59 and a half. You can still withdraw in some limited capacity. All right, let's go on. Okay, here are the challenges. Okay, look, the reality is, a person's world is not that simple, right? And not everything is going to go right. But Julie, you and I know, right? Americans are very bad at financial literacy.
Yes, we are.
80% of the consumers, U.S. consumers, they live paycheck to paycheck. That's very
Yes.
sad. Financial literacy need to be start at a very young age.
Right.
But most people don't do that for various reasons. We're not sociologists, so let's not go there for right now.
Right.
But look, over my lifetime, or more than 20 years of consulting, mostly real estate clients, but I incorporate other financial uh, education as well for my coaching mentorship client. And everything we discuss, I've experienced it because that's what I do. I'm a consultant. I'm a coach.
Right.
Anyway, so average worker, they change jobs every 3 to 5 years. Especially, look, Julie, I live in Silicon Valley here in San Francisco area, right?
Right.
And right now we're seeing a lot of high-tech challenges, right? A lot of the famous high-tech company, Google's, Apple, and Tesla, and just
Right.
recently, they're laying off a lot of workers.
And laying off a huge amount of workers. I just read that. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of those workers are highly compensated. They are not rank and file.
Right.
Don't feel bad with them. A lot of these high-tech engineers, even if they get laid off from one company during this current temporary Silicon Valley crisis, not just in the Bay Area, but Silicon Valley could be other high-tech hubs like in Austin and North Carolina, right? They have high-tech hubs. Go through our short-term challenges. Yeah, a lot of these highly skilled engineers and other support workers, they have the skill level to get employed with another company. Don't feel bad, people. Having said that, each time you get laid off, especially unexpectedly, there's a very, very emotional challenging
Yeah.
because not a good situation, right? Not having to pay your bills. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, so average worker change stop every 3 to 5 years. And then just consequently, each time once you invest in your 401k, when you get laid off, you have the ability to roll over the previous 401k into a traditional IRA. Or when you leave the company, you can keep the money inside the 401k with the previous employer, but the challenge with that is you're subject you're subject to their investment portfolio, which is
Right.
potentially very limited, not control. Although it is
Control.
your money you keep within your previous employer 401k, although you could do that for longer time and then never do nothing about it. It's still your money, it's still your account under your name.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
most people, I'm sure you agree, Julie, they just
Uh-huh.
roll over into IRA.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And then some people, again, depending on what age bracket you're in, sometimes they take the money, and I'm like, that is the biggest mistake you can make because you're going to be paying a high amount of taxes on it. You're going to take penalties if you're under 59 and a half. So it's really important to take that money, roll it into something where you have control over it. And then again, depending on how large the IRA is, it opens up opportunities to invest into real estate. But we're not talking about that yet.
I have addressed those on the subsequent slideshow, so don't worry. Yeah, the good enough.
We're getting it.
You're a little bit ahead of me. Okay, Julie. I know you and I have a better understanding around retirement planning than most people, right? So
Mhm.
that's why you are a good person for me to co-host this type of topics because you have a background
Right.
around stock market and retirement planning. Previous
Yes.
question, as I do as well. So
Mhm.
anyway, so let's go on. All right. And then think about it, right? If people change in a period of 10 years, if you have 3 or 4 job changes, and you can roll over those money into IRAs, you could have multiple IRA brokerage accounts with different companies. Just give you an
Mhm.
example, Charles Schwab. I misspelled Schwab. Another two drivers, got thousands of mutual fund brokerage companies you can enroll, you can transfer. Then, you know what I found? I sometimes when I ask a client, can you organize your finances? Could you provide me the statements of the various IRA brokerage accounts you have? You know what I normally, the answer I get normally, my coaching client said, oh my gosh, I forgot how many IRA accounts I have.
Believe that. Yeah, I
I
believe
was
that.
so smart finding there are so many multiple IRAs account because they work with so many different companies. Sometimes they have those portfolios. I'm sure they can retrieve it, right? Do an online search or go back to the previous employer's 401k provider, and they'll access the accounts for you, right? You have to be organized. You have to know where is your IRA or located so you can organize your.
A lot of people forget about them. They don't know. They don't think to do a thing. They think they're not retired, so I don't do anything with it. But yeah, you still have to maintain control of your assets.
Worse, you have so many different IRAs. How do you control those IRAs? Right? How do you do an asset allocation on those IRAs? Too overwhelming. You're so busy with your job, with your family, and all that. You forget how to do an asset allocation on any given time on those traditional portfolio, those
Mhm.
selections inside those IRAs, right? So you can't pretend it's all passive. Yes, IRAs and 401ks are considered so-called passive investment, but you don't make it totally 100% passive. You need to get involved in some way, shape, or form, right? Or you
Mhm.
have to change up on your investments inside the IRA because it is your money. You need to diversify, do asset allocation based on your risk tolerance and what have you, right? So,
That's right.
all right, let's go on. Okay, some additional challenges with your 401k. Now, here's what we experience, not just right now. We've been hearing through news media that a lot of consumers are experiencing more than the share of the withdrawal of the early withdrawal of the 401k or the retirement plan. That's not good, right? Look, people have a lot of financial crisis. You and I know that, right? People lose their job. People
Right.
have a loved one have gone through a disability. They lose their job or the death of a loved one or any of those life crisis situations. Then, and especially when they do not have a cash reserve of 10 to 15 to $20,000 to hold themselves over while the crisis is occurring, then they end up do a very, make a very bad decision associated with the 401k. Here's are some of the challenges. You can borrow against your 401k. If you borrow against your 401k, in and of itself is not that bad. As long as you borrow the 401k to put your down payment, a 5% down payment to buy a permanent home, that's not a bad idea. You have to pay back the loan to the 401k. And whatever interest rate, 4, 5, 6%, I don't know, right? But if you go against 401k to pay your credit card bills or to pay your car payment, that is not a good scenario, right?
Not good at all. No.
Yeah. So if you liquidate the 401k prematurely before age 59 and a half, depending on your tax bracket, you have to pay ordinary tax bracket
Yep.
on the amount of liquidation. And then additionally, 10% early withdrawal penalty.
That's right.
If you're in a 31% federal tax bracket and you liquidate your 401k to address financial crisis issue and have to pay the 10% early withdrawal, do the math.
You have about half of it.
31% federal plus 9% state income tax if you live in California.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And 10% early withdrawal.
Yep. That's about half.
Half of your money will be paid to the IRS if you prematurely withdraw your 401k. That is a no. I know. Again, that's why
most people don't realize that. They take it, they see this big lump of money and, I can pay off all my bills and whatever. But yeah, you don't realize you got to lose about half of it. Yeah, Uncle Sam is going to take about half of that back for penalty for, like you said, the 10% penalty plus whatever tax bracket you're in. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, but it is what it is, right? That's why you have to manage your money wisely. You have to save money for a rainy day. You have to set up emergency funds. But a lot of people, they don't do that, right? They live day to day. They just enjoy the day lifestyle. Oh, I got a job, so I can go out and eat. I go out for eat like once a week and pay $200, $300 just to eat out for a family, for a husband and wife. That's it. You eat out even once a week. And yeah, the high cost of eating out.
It's very expensive. You can't go to just you barely go to McDonald's and not pay like $40.
I know. So you gotta live below your means, okay? You can't overspend. You can't get into debt, consumer debt, credit card debt. You have a lot of people have a lot of student loans already. It'll take them decades to pay back their student loans. I'm not gonna go there because a student loan in the colleges and universities is a big scam. That's why.
Right, exactly.
To be honest, the knowledge that I've gained over the years in real estate and otherwise, do you know if I did not graduate from college like I did, I still be able to do it. I don't. My background and knowledge that I gained over the years does not require a college degree. In fact, does not even require high school.
That's fine. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I digress because, yeah, college degrees are overrated unless you have a computer science engineering degree, unless you are in a medical field. Don't major in English literature.
Right.
You go to Stanford University and incur $300,000 to no debt.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then you can't even get a job.
Okay, I digress. Okay, let's get back to the focus of this presentation. Additional challenges with the 401k, right? Investment allocation options are limited because what's inside the 401k, it is what it is, right? Can't change it. So you don't have any personal control. You must rely on the company's limited investment options inside the 401k, right? All right. Again, mentioned earlier, you can borrow against the 401k for down payment and purchase of a primary bond. But then again, if you really manage your money frugally, your down payment should come from your own regular savings. You don't need to go to 401k to borrow. That's just not the primary source of your down payment to buy your primary home or income property. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. No, I totally agree with you, which is why like you were saying earlier, you need to put money away. Don't just depend on your company to do it for you. Yes, the IRA is the 401k is a great thing, but yeah, you need to be responsible and take care of your own savings so that you can have money to take advantages of opportunities like these.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Exactly. So once you roll over previous 401k into a traditional IRA, right? And then you have more investment choices, hopefully, right? Depending on what brokerage you use, your Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or whoever, you have choices. But still not the best strategy. Or like what you and I do, you could also transfer your traditional IRA into self-directed IRA to buy something else other than the traditional stocks and bonds and mutual funds. What
Right.
other investment you can do with your self-directed IRA other than this traditional Wall Street greenwashing or traditional investments or what else?
A lot more. I don't think people are really aware that you can.
Here's the answer. Go ahead, Julie. Why don't you go?
No, like you said, income property. And even in my research after meeting you, you can put all types of things, storage units, expensive artwork, all kind of things can be placed inside of a self-directed IRA. And I never even knew that until we met. I think most people are not aware of it. But yeah, there's a number of ways that you can grow your retirement assets other than just using a mutual fund.
Yep. For example, something we can go over a little bit more before this presentation concludes. But like I said, like Julie said, to your point, yeah, you can roll the money, your traditional IRA into all the 3 or 4 or 5 different traditional IRA accounts you have in different brokerages. You could roll over or however much you make into a true self-directed IRA to buy income property inside your self-directed IRA. Now, if you go to talk to Charles Schwab, they can say, "Oh, we have self-directed IRAs on our portfolio." That is very misleading. What I mean by that?
Oh, because they will tell you that they will help you direct it, but really it's not the same thing. What we're doing with the self-directed IRA is literally like you are deciding where the assets go, really with very, very little assistance, but it's to create opportunities for you to buy into other assets. Your brokerage firm is going to have you buy their product, their proprietary product, because that's where they make the most money. With the self-directed IRA, it's not about the broker making money, or even there is really not a broker involved, but you are just taking that money and deciding, I'm going to use this to buy real estate or some other form of non-liquid asset.
Yep, agree. Okay, Julian. So here's the thing. Also, you can convert your traditional IRA, even your self-directed IRA, into a raw IRA. Now, be careful. This is a very decision. What Roth IRA is, okay, here's a big picture. The Roth IRA is taxable initial contribution.
Right.
You already pay taxes on. Tax deferral growth. Tax deferral growth. That means if you're in a high tax bracket or marginal tax bracket, your money grows tax deferred. You know how much more money you can earn without tax?
Oh, yeah,
Growth
absolutely. And then you never take it out. You never get tax taken back. It's pre-tax or post-tax contributions. But then all the growth that comes out at the end, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, everybody should be doing a Roth IRA if that's an option for you.
Here's the thing. Okay, here it is. Let's say you can convert some or all of your money into Roth IRA. And that's a very critical
Right.
you must do. Okay, consult with your tax advisor. It's a taxable contribution, Roth IRA, taxable growth, and tax-free withdrawal. Tax-free withdrawal after 5-year holding period. That means if you have substantial amount of money in Roth IRA, if you have a 5-year holding period, you could take the money out. You could take the cash flow income withdraw out before agent and I have, and not subject to 10% early withdrawal, and also not subject to ordinary taxation on the above or the withdrawal.
And then again, the benefit of having the Roth as you retire, all the income that you're going to get is going to come out tax-free. Yeah.
Now, one more thing. Now, okay, whatever amount you're going to transfer from traditional IRA into Roth IRA, the amount of transfer is considered ordinary income. Report on your federal tax return the following year, the following April 15th or thereafter, you do an extension. You get to report it as income, just like a W-2 salary.
Absolutely.
So therefore, be careful. You have to
Right.
really consult your credible tax advisor to determine in what is your situation for you to justify to roll the money into Roth IRA. I'm going to give you the crack of the potential answer before I'll give you the true answer. What scenario would it make sense for you to transfer some, if not all, of your traditional IRA into a Roth IRA? Would you like to take a stab at the answer?
I think again, age is important. You may, if you're in your 50s, getting close to retirement, it may not make sense because you may not be able to make that money back up. Because you do what if you change it from from a traditional to a Roth, whatever amount you change over, you got to pay the taxes right there. If you're young enough, it might make sense. But again, when you get close to it, it's 59, 60, whatever, it may not make sense for you to do that.
Okay, I have two answers. Good answer, but not the answer I'm looking for.
That's a good thought.
Not to embarrass you or anything like that, but your answer, by the way, is better than most people's answer. So, I give you credit for that. Okay, the best scenario, you should roll over money from a traditional IRA into Roth IRA if during that particular calendar year, either you're not employed, you no longer have the W-2 job that making six-figure income subject to 28% or 31% federal tax marginal tax bracket, right?
Right.
What situation where if you quit your W-2 job, if you quit your $150,000 job subject to 30% federal tax bracket, that part of the year or the majority of the year, or maybe transition into a self-employed entrepreneur where the first few years of your transition from the W-2 job to entrepreneur job where your income, your earnings are very low, then let's say, okay, you know what's the cutoff point for me? If your federal tax bracket is, let's say, maximum 10,
Okay.
if your federal tax bracket is around 10%, which equate to approximately maybe $60,000 of income of salary, whether self-employed or entrepreneur salary or superpower or whatever, and then you subject yourself to around 10% federal tax bracket. That situation may justify you, someone, to roll the money over from traditional IRA into Roth IRA. Better yet, if you're not employed, you're you have zero federal tax bracket, right? So if you transfer $500K or $1 million of IRA into Roth IRA, if you were at 0% federal tax bracket because you're not working at all during that calendar year where you are making the transfer, guess what? Entire money are not subject to taxation.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good strategy. But as you said, make sure you check with your tax accountant before you make any move on that respect.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
got to know what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. One more thing. Now, the scenario we just created for person or who are in the age 30, 40, and 50, not yet reaching age 59 and a half.
Right.
And you can do that something. What if you are about to retire, age 60, age 62, 64, you have $500K to $1 million of 401k from previous employer, which you just retire, you have no W-2, or you retire, you have no W-2, and you have full bunch of IRA, regular IRA during retirement, and your tax bracket is very low. So you could essentially roll the IRA at age 62, 63 into Roth IRA, not subject to taxation, wait 5 more years and retire age 66, 5-year holding period, and then use a Roth IRA to draw the money
Right.
forever, tax free. Or you can use the Roth IRA money buy to go into self-directed IRA to buy income property and get the annual return of 13% using the $545,000 IRA scenario that we used earlier.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
the South Texas, the fourplex that they have a very high income. So you can get 13% annual return on your fourplex 545K inside your IRA, hopefully a Roth IRA with no taxes during the amount of the withdrawal, which is crazy. We just discussed so many different areas, but again, we're not tax advisors. Look,
Right.
let's conclude this presentation with some of the sample tool pro forma. So we discussed that, right? Buy in this excellent market, fastest growing market in the country, not just Texas. This brand new fourplex rent 545K using your traditional IRA or Roth IRA, knowing that the rent on the 4 doors is around 5,400, right? And then at the end of the day, you get $3,600 net monthly cash flow, 43K of IRA, tax deferral income. And then you can withdraw the money. You can withdraw $3,500 based on $545,000 investment. If you keep the money in a mutual fund or stocks and bonds, you're not going to get 3,500. You're not going to get 13. The traditional financial advisor, the traditional withdrawal rate every time is 4%, right? 4% withdrawal rate, right? But using the IRA to buy income property,
Right.
withdrawal rate is 13% on the first year. Rent goes up. Next 2 years, your total return, your yield could be way more than 13%, 14, 15, 16%.
Right.
Plus you get some appreciation, and all that on the property itself. So if this 45K stays with the 4% withdrawal rate per the traditional financial advisor strategy, 4% multiplied by $540,000 is a regular traditional IRA on a mutual funds. What's it? 4% multiplied, like 20,000 per year, $20,000 per year withdrawal divided by 12 months. Less than $2,000 per month withdrawal.
Right.
The traditional IRA portfolio is supposed to almost double the amount of withdrawal when you replace the mutual funds with a hard asset fourplex in this case, inside your IRA. Does it make sense?
Right. It does. And I think the advantage of doing the property is that $3,600 or whatever will go on into perpetuity. Unlike your regular IRA, at some point the money's going to run out. But with the income property, as long as you own the property, the income will continue to come in and grow.
Wow. I almost missed this point. I got what you're saying. When you have traditional 401k mutual funds inside the IRA 401k, whatever the amount, $500,000 or $1 million,
Right.
what if you withdraw more than 4%?
Right.
When someone have reached retirement, their financial advisor tell them to do asset allocation into a very conservative investment like money markets or bonds or treasury bonds, earning the 4% interest rate. Because when you reach the age of retirement, your risk tolerance is lower. So, but when you buy income property, you buy in the right location, good turnkey provider, good people, you could earn the 13%. You draw $3,600 per year or per month instead of $1,500 withdrawal. And then you may run out of money if your investments inside your mutual funds, inside the IRA are not performing. You can run out of money before you run out of exploration of your life.
Exactly. That's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
And I think that's most Americans' biggest worry is that the money will run out before they do.
Yeah, that's the biggest fear. The second biggest fear is public speaking, whatever. So income property, your cash flow presumably will increase over the years because you can raise your rent.
Right.
So when you use your IRA or Roth IRA inside income property, you don't have to go through the risk tolerance scenario with a traditional financial advisor with a mutual fund. Like we just discussed. So, let me just talk about, Julie, no one talk about this. The topic you want to talk about, the highest level of financial advisor, they don't know how to explain it the way we just did. The highest level of real estate advisor out there doing what I'm doing cannot explain it in a way. Am I merging the real estate investing methodology and the traditional stock market, traditional financial advisor methodology, and just roll it into one and provide this out there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's just people have to be informed. There are options because depending on where you at or who you're working with, they're only going to give you one option. And I think it's important that people understand that there are other options to really have a successful plan for your retirement.
But one more thing. But wait, there's more. I sound like an infomercial. There's more.
Right.
Before
There
we
is more.
go, here's a final strategy. Okay, when you use your IRA, you self-directed IRA, that is to buy income property inside the IRA, you would think you have to put all cash down, which is not very common. But
Mhm.
a lot of people do not know you can do a non-recourse loan. You can
Right.
do a non-recourse loan inside the IRA. You can borrow a 30% loan to value. Okay. And non-recourse loan, if you default on the loan, the lender can only come after the underlying asset. They cannot after your personal asset you have.
Right.
So
Mhm.
let's say you do not have 545K inside your IRA to do an all cash purchase on this property. Let's say you only have 400K, or you could get a non-recourse loan at 30% loan to value to the tune of, what's the, whatever do I have here? Anyway, so yeah, you get an 8.5% interest rate on the non-recourse loan. Your loan amount is $1,200.
Right. About
Inside the IRA, you can borrow 30% of the value. So you're only putting down a little bit less than 400K with the IRA to buy 540K income property. At the end of the day, mine use the gross rent minus your non-recourse loan monthly mortgage amount minus your taxes, insurance, and property management fee, whatever. You still have $2,300 instead of $3,500 of monthly withdrawals from the IRA. You have $2,300, a little bit less, but you're putting $150,000 less in the IRA,
Right.
and the amount is still very attractive.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, at the end of the day, you can buy your IRA, full cash IRA purchase, or use a non-recourse loan to leverage to buy more property, higher price property inside the self-directed IRA.
Mhm.
Woo! I think we're almost done. So, Willie, I want you to go through, recap, and summarize powerful strategies we just discussed. It has taken us longer, but
Right. Yeah.
content.
There's a lot of information. Yeah, there is a lot there. I think, again, the important thing is people need to do their research. Don't just look at the traditional 401k as the best answer to your retirement. Because again, there are so many other strategies out there, like you said, using the Roths, converting something to a self-directed IRA. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with it. And you need to know that there are other options out there. Investing in self-directed IRA with what we did with the real estate was one of the best decisions that we could have made. And we made it a little bit later in life, but it's still paying off. It's paying off very well for us right now because my husband is still working. We're not taking advantage of the money. We don't need to. And it's just building in our IRA. So it's been a great strategy for us. And I think it can be a great strategy for other people. But you just got to do the work, do the research, and do the work.
That's right, Julie. Over the years, there are people just like you to leverage through a regular investment loan. You need that more,
Right.
right? Under your name, which is a traditional way of buying income property, right?
Right.
20 to 25% down payment. Under your name, you have to get a FICO score, all that stuff. That's a mainstream way. And the secondary, non-mainstream way to buy an income property is using a self-directed IRA, which we just discussed. Yeah, Julie, my takeaway is the 401k is a tremendous, powerful vehicle. It's a dimensional in
That's
bucket.
it. Mhm.
Yeah. And if you do use it the right way, it can change the trajectory of your financial future.
Absolutely.
With the wrong way, like we discussed, right?
Mhm.
Destroy your financial future because you will have make the 401k into a not a benefit, but a detriment to your financial.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. This has been good. Really good. Very informative.
Yeah,
Good information.
I know something they don't get anywhere. Anyway, you guys out there, if you see any kind of value from this content, please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel and comment below as well. And also put your email into our website below link so you can become a free member of our real estate investing organization, our community of several thousand members. And you can receive free weekly email updates coming into your inbox about all aspects of real estate investing, not just what we discussed today. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for participating. And thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for watching. We'll see you next time on another video very short. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.